center. I see Mr. Hyder is here. On behalf of the Secretary General and the party leader, and on behalf of the Secretary General of the United Secretary General has been fit with the center. Not only today, this has been in the making for a very long time, but given his schedule and activities that he's been involved, it is only today that it is possible. But of course, he is one of you. So is His Excellency the former ambassador to Turkey, President Jammeh. So is Nogo Njai. So is Mr. Ngom. So are many UDP members. They are victims of dictatorship. They are victims of a brutal system of governance that we are all saying never again. UDP as a political movement believes that reconciliation and justice go hand in hand, that the victims of the brutality that has been witnessed in the Gambia should be at the heart of any reconciliation process. So this is a courtesy visit. It is to come and listen to fellow victims, what their concerns are, because we are in a transition period, and until the victims have justice, the United Democratic Party believes that the transition is incomplete. So we are very grateful that you welcome us today. I'm sure Dr. Amadou Skatret-Jane, who is a founding member of this organization, is around. Her Excellency, the National President of the United Democratic Party, is around. Her Excellency Ambassador Ramsey Diab is around. So this is a very high-powered delegation to be here this morning. It is not a time for making speeches or listening to remarks on this solemn visit. And we would be happy to answer any questions that the Victim Center has or the media fraternity has in respect of our unambiguous position as far as the victims of the dictatorship is concerned. So, Mr. Kijera, thank you very much. I think the protocol dictates that we dante ourselves and then you respond. But this is the Victim Center, so I don't know really what the protocol is.
That's what he mentioned, actually.
Yeah. That's what I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Tan. Thank you. Welcome, Your Excellency, Honorable Ousainou Darboe, and the delegation of the United Democratic Party, the executive members. Welcome. And I understand you are all being victimized by the former regime of Yahya Jammeh. So we are all in the same boat. This is your house, this is your victim center. We all belong to. We're quite happy that you finally make it Victim Center. We had been expecting you a long time ago. I mean, even if you don't come, we were planning to visit all the leaders of the political parties. That is part of our program for our activities that we are already embarked on. We have visited the security sector last week. We will conclude our visit to the security sector tomorrow, Wednesday. We were supposed to conclude it today, but we had to postpone because of we are receiving you today. So we'll be visiting the prison service tomorrow. That will be the last of our visit on the outreach mission that we have embarked on last week. The Victim Center has been established in April 2017. We normally meet at Dr. Jane's office. He accommodated us for about 6 months. He gave us an office space there. He has been supporting us, guiding us, throughout the process of our registration as a non-governmental organization. He has been giving mentorship as well. To most of our colleagues that started the Victim Center. So Doctor is not new to the Victim Center. We have been doing a lot with him. He has been supporting us, even if he is not in the country, but he will also, give us the little advice, to move these programs of the center. So welcome everybody. We have registered more than 1,200 victims across the country. We have established regional focal points from all regions of the Gambia, about 40 regional focal points that assist us in registering and taking statement of victims that are not in the urban area. So they facilitate our outreach missions across the country. They even assist the TRRC and other government agencies to reach out to the victims in the rural areas. So we have about 12 staff in the secretariat, headed by a national coordinator. We have a program and documentation unit. We have a legal unit. We have a psychosocial unit as well. We have admin and finance. We have about 9 board members. Of course, headed by a chairman. Ramsia Diab here is my vice chairperson. So Ramsia is also one of the victims. So and also a member of the United Democratic Party. And welcome, Mr. J. Paul. We met in UK some time ago. I think at Bachelor, I'm not sure. At Saradas, yeah. Welcome on board as well. And Honorable Kemi Senjani, welcome. And our mom, welcome. And welcome everybody. And Mrs. Orizi Bawada, welcome. I think I'm familiar with everybody here. Although I've been accused many times, especially from the executive, they accused me of being a member of the United Democratic Party, but I have no party political affiliation. I think part of development is to be self-critical. So that is why sometimes we criticize some of the activities of the government, especially when they are not responding to some of our challenges and our needs, as a victim center in the ongoing transitional justice process. So we also embarked on reaching out to some of the partners across the border in Senegal. We visited Senegal a couple of fortnights ago. We visited RADO, Amnesty International, Article 19, CAPREC, embassies, Canadian Embassy, French Embassy, Swiss Embassy. With CAPREC and Article 19 and RADO and Amnesty International, basically we went there to show our gratitude. For extending, the support to many victims, Gambian victims, that went into exile in Senegal during the Jammeh days. They have been supporting many victims. I know Dr. Daniel knows about that. So we went to extend our gratitude, for helping Gambians during those difficult times, especially during the impasse in 2016-17. and also to establish collaborative mechanism, to see how to support the advocacy programs on the post-TRRC recommendations for the government to have the political will to fully implement the final report and recommendation of the TRRC. On the same vein that we want to meet all the leaders of the political party, because we are in election year. December 4, the Gambia will be going to elections to elect a new president. So we don't know who the next president is. So any leader of a political party can become our next leader. So this is the reason we want to reach out to all the political parties to show commitment and to make it as an election promise in their campaign that whoever gets elected into office will fully implement the recommendation of the TRRC. But before we even reach out to you, you sent a delegation here last Thursday that His Excellency Mr. Darboe want to pay us a courtesy call. I think that is quite laudable. It is commendable. We appreciate that position that you have taken. So I just want to welcome you and then to hear from your delegation. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we'll start with the head of our delegation, the national president. We'll say a few words. Because so far only men have spoken, so no one will go. India will be.
We are here today to visit the victim shelter. The shelter that has been recognized by all countries. We are here with our party leader and the delegation from the UDP, United Democratic Party. And of course, it's a great deal because UDP is the victim, one of the victims of this past regime. So I say thank you very much for your contribution towards this development that you are taking from the side of the UDP. I thank you.
Ambassador Jammeh, a few words for party leader.
I want to say thank you for this initiative to invite us to this center. I feel very proud today in that I was one of the victims. So this trip should have taken effect much earlier because I've been hearing about this center, but it appears that this is the first time I've been here. So I want to commend all those people who participated in bringing about this idea of a victim center, establishing a victim center. Because what happened in 2016 deserves a chapter in the history of the Gambia. Posterity should know what has happened. You people are indeed playing a very commendable role to make sure that all those who have been victimized politically are duly compensated. Your role is commendable. Words are not enough to say how much grateful and thankful we are to all those people who participated in this thing. It is my own center. Likewise, my colleagues, we feel happy, and we hope and anticipate that, well, all those who have been victimized will be duly compensated sooner or later. So once again, I want to say thank you to Mr. Kijera and his staff, and all those who have participated in this honorable program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Ambassador Kenneth St. Germain. I just want to say, Mr. Kijera, that the party leader never wants to emphasize his own victimhood. He tries as much as possible to put it in the back burner. Of course, we all know that Solo Sandeng's case up to now has not been decided by the courts. As a political party, we have every reason to be agitating that our victims are giving the priority that they deserve. But not even once have we had an executive committee meeting where the agenda is to agitate or to bring about any tension. So I felt it's important that this is also on the record, because to be feeling like a victim is not the democratic way. The democratic way is to follow due process and address these issues. But these transitional justice issues you raise, I'm sure the party leader will answer you comfortably. So without much ado, it's my pleasure. Scattered, you wanted to say?
I have stuff to say about the board too.
Oh, okay. Well, I will not breach protocol.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, as a famous victim.
No. Well, mainly to return, compliments to the center. Kijera, Haidara, Jai, Benga. It's been a really tough struggle for the center. This is an initiative that started around restaurants. We, held our initial meetings around restaurants, and then it led to the center moving to my building for 1 year. And once we got the necessary support, then it moved to that building, and then this one here. But it's been a really tough struggle, even meeting with government officials to air the concerns of our victims. Getting enough funding to even buy fuel to move around the country. But I must commend the board and the management for doing an excellent job maintaining the system, maintaining the center and keeping it on track. It's very difficult, but as you know, not only I was a founding member of the center, but I also spoke at the inauguration or the launch of the TRRC. And some of the things that we emphasize there are very much in line with the party's position that truth, reconciliation, reparations are key in this process, and that justice must be served. That is something very consistent with the UDP and its stance. And that means not paying lip service to the ideals, but to have policies that would ensure that we truly have justice. And I also know that one of the things we mentioned as a representative of the victims was to see to it that regardless of reparations and other things, reconciliation, that all those who were, all perpetrators of egregious crimes are brought to justice from Yaya Jammeh all the way down. Gross human rights violations are not the types of things that any government or any head of government would extend pardons to. But the purpose of this is just to say thank you to the center, that you're doing an excellent job. I know the difficulties, I know how much it took for us to be able to even send word to the head of government, the head of state. And I know the types of reactions we got when we were able to arrange, and a few of us got to meet him, that we're all victims, that everyone suffered, the entire country. But I won't dwell on that, just to say that the UDP supports the TRRC in full, and then we'll hear our party leader and a victim himself. Thank you so much.
Now it's really
Yo.
Mr. Kijera, the chairperson, and members of the board, it's really a great pleasure and honor to be received by you at this center, a center that really will have prime place in the history of the Gambia. I appreciate very much the indulgence you have granted us today by postponing another engagement, which ordinarily one would have given preference to, since we'll be meeting with the security, a security unit, which is very central in the security sector reform. We are grateful for your indulgence. We've come late because we wanted one of our great partners, one of our colleagues, to be with us, the Deputy Speaker. We had, if we had it our way, would have been here 1 or 2 months ago. But this engagement made it impossible, and after that, his involvement in certain